Hello everybody, my name is Momoyo Honma. I am the director of Architectural Body Research Foundation in Tokyo office. Today we received Professor Tsukahara for video recording of his participation to Arakawa and GINS International Online Conference. So I would like to introduce Professor Tsukahara. Hello.
Nice to see you again. Thank you.
Hello.
Bonjour à tous. Hello everybody. I am Fumi Tsukahara, professor at Waseda University in Tokyo, where I teach history of modern art, Dada and Surrealism, and sociology of art, social aspects of avant-garde movement in the 20th century. As I passed my youth in Paris at the University of Sorbonne Nouvelle, I studied mainly French artists, poets, and thinkers as Tzara, Andy Breton, Jean Baudrillard, and so on. It would be easier for me to have my conversation in French than in English, but I'll try. C'est plus facile pour moi de m'exprimer en français qu'en anglais, mais je vais essayer. So let's begin. Welcome to the University of Revolt in Tokyo. From this unique architecture created by Arakawa and GINS in 2005 that you couldn't find anywhere else in the world except their bicycle house in New York, I'll send my message as occasion of our AG3 International Conference online. The main subject of my lecture is to review Arakawa's trajectory from his Kanwoke coffee series in the late 50s and early 60s to these monumental lofts as a debut of the 21st century. First of all, I have to reconfirm the undeniable fact that Arakawa is considered as one of the foremost artistic figures on the international art scene after the World War II. Jackson Pollock, Jasper Johns, Andy Warhol, Joseph Beuys, César, Louis Bourgeois, etc. But now he does not use the word artist for his identification. He says he is a coordinatist. This neologism signifies a creator who attempts to integrate art, science, and philosophy so that he or she could realize their unification. What does it mean? In order to find an answer to this aporia, an artist says he is not an artist. I'll try to present a very short survey of the history of modern art from Dada to Neo-Dada. For this purpose, I'd like to choose as our starting point a small town in northern Romania, Moinești, several hundred miles away from the capital Bucharest. Please look at this photo number 1 I took there in 2007. These two signposts have a double meaning for us. First, they announce the artistic monument Dada, photo number 2, is nearby, and second, after these posts, Rough Road. This is a pure accidental coincidence and not intended at all as double meaning by the Romanian Road Authority. But if you understand these signs as follows, proceed with caution, Dada ahead, and after Dada, Rough Road. You could call to your mind the whole history of modern art in the 20th century. Because, as we will see below, Dada's revolt against not only traditional art, but art itself has totally changed the meaning of art. In this regard, A German art theorist, Peter Bürger, said in his Theory of the Avant-Garde, 1974, that Dadaism no longer criticizes schools that preceded it, but criticizes art as an institution. So why Moinești in Romania? Because this rural town is the birthplace of Tristan Tzara. 1896 to 1963. And Tzara was one of the key persons of European avant-garde, who created the Dada movement in Zurich, Switzerland, February 1960, as a famous cabaret voltaire during the First World War. Photo number 3 shows the facade of cabaret voltaire totally renewed at the beginning of the 21st century. And in photo number 4, taken in 1916, we can recognize the big names of Zurich Dada: Hans Arf left, Tzara center, and Hans Richter right. In his Dada Manifesto, 1916, Manifeste de Monsieur Antipérine, Tzara script: Dada est notre intensité, Dada is our intensity. And in his Manifesto Dada, 1918, he wrote, Dada ne signifie rien, Dada means nothing. We use the English translation by Madame Marianne Coase, whose immense contribution to the study of Dada Surrealism is well known all over the world, and she is the friend of ARAKAWA+GINS. This intensity and meaninglessness of Tzara was combined in this notorious work of art, which is in reality anti-art, Fontaine Fountain, photo number 5, by Marcel Duchamp, 1917, because his action of presenting the white porcelain arena at the art exhibition, even independent, has an undeniable intensity, a risky but as a result successful attack against the fine arts. But this thing, an arena, is meaningless except for its ordinary use in the toilet. So Tzara's manifestos and Duchamp's urinaire stand before us even now as if they were that black monoliths appeared in the first scene of Kubrick's movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, 1968. After this big bang, the modern art had to pass through rough road for several decades. Political revolutions, totalitarianisms, big wars, at the end of which the modern art has found its new name, pop art, and has arrived to a new stage named consumer society, where everything has become sign, in the sense that Saussure defined in his Cours de linguistique générale, 1916, posthumous publication. Jean Baudrillard, a French sociologist and my old friend, passed away 3 years ago in Paris at the age of 77, mentioned in his Consumer Society, 1970, as follows: every object, that is, porcelain urinaire, etc., have been fragmented by Cubism, and having celebrated their parodic resurrection in Dada and Surrealism, they are apparently now reconciled again with their image in neo-figuration and pop art. And here again, in late 50s and early 60s, the revolt has occurred worldwide against the commercialized pop art by Neo-Dada. The situation was rather contradictory because Neo-Dada members in the United States of America were mainly pop artists, but we couldn't get into this subject in this lecture. In Japan, the adventure of Neo-Dada was very intense but very short. April 1960, in Tokyo, young artists gathered to create a new group, Neo-Dada Organizer. Among them, Shinohara, Yoshimura, and Arakawa. And they realized the first nude exhibition and attracted a great deal of attention of journalists. Prior to this historical event, Arakawa had exhibited his Kangoke coffins in January 1960, photo number 6, whose title is Einstein Pinched Between Antibiotic, Substance and Consonant. This piece has been totally restored by Arakawa in 2007. So-called gold coffin because it was a large mass of heavy cement whose form reminds us the shape of dead or fossil fetus laid with a purple velvet in a wood box like a coffin. Like their predecessors, the Japanese New Dada challenged violently the moral of the contemporary society. They pissed in the exhibition room and walked around the Ginza Street, the Fifth Avenue in Tokyo, with bandage all over their bodies, photo number 7, etc. As we could imagine, that kind of events were not able to continue for a long time and ended in a few months. The main reason for the disorganization of New Dada was the breakup of group members, and as Arakawa hated that kind of discord, he made up his mind to go to New York to find a new world for his art, because at that time he still considered himself as an artist. December 1961, Arakawa arrived at New York City with a letter of recommendation to Marcel Duchamp prepared by Shuzo Takiguchi, one of the greatest Japanese critics of the modern art after the World War II. After meeting Duchamp and next year, Madame Gins, his long process to the Reverse Destiny lofts has begun. We have to skip the episodes of diagrams, perhaps the last effort for the artist Arakawa in a narrow sense of the term, to approach mechanism of meaning of Arakawa and Gins in 1970s. For it is this monumental work that has made Arakawa feel and behave different from the other artists of his time, and that has presented Arakawa and Gins to the public worldwide as pioneer of the study and practice of to not to die. Didn't write in the preface of this book like this? This is old-fashioned. We had come to think this way. Strangely enough, essentially the human condition remains prehistoric as long as such a change from the given, a distinction as fundamental as this, has not yet been firmly established. So what is the mechanism of meaning? Here we have to look back again at Dada's intensity and meaninglessness, because these concepts included somehow desperate efforts to challenge the human condition that requires even now, everything should have meaning. Dada considered meaninglessness as a necessary condition for art to have its intensity. But in this case, art wouldn't be art anymore. This prehistory of the avant-garde may have had a strong impact to the attempt of Arakawa and Gins, because they noticed that meaning might be thought of as the recognition of nonsense, preface cited above. And with this recognition begins the great transition from art to anti-art, from death to life, in a sense that once the pieces of art, even Dadas and Neo-Dadas, have been gathered in museums defined as masterpieces, they would be nothing but like dead bodies in the huge coffins. And only the tentative of anti-art, intensity and meaninglessness could reverse the situation. We use the word meaninglessness for nonsense, because the latter, nonsense, may be understood as absurdity, which has the specific meaning of existentialism. From this point of view, the reversal of destiny lofts would already have come into sight. After the worldwide success of Mechanism of Meaning in 1970s, German Nobel Prize physicist Werner Heisenberg highly appreciated this work. This is old-fashioned, have become the beacon words to lead the work in progress of Arakawa and GINS for several decades. And in autumn 1995, in a small town of Yoro, about 400 kilometers west of Tokyo, Arakawa and GINS created a kind of theme park, the site of reversible destiny, photo number 8, an elliptical site of 2 acres with a dozen original architectures where visitors can feel their sense of everyday life changing by going through a dark tunnel without light or trying to enter into a cabin whose door can't be opened, and so on. As the experience of this site is limited at most for several hours, visitors have to return to their ordinary life and their destiny couldn't be reversed. Arakawa and GINS intended to extend their attempt to more exhaustive dimension and decided to build a dwelling where one can live every day for a lifetime. In 2005 in Tokyo, the reversible destiny lofts, in memory of Helen Keller, where I'm talking now, was completed in Mitaka City, photo number 9. In this manifold, multicolored architecture, whose floor is ondulant like wave, with a spherical shaped room, this room, a circular tatami room, etc., a truly exciting experiment has just begun to reverse the flow of human life from birth to death. A French philosopher, Jean-François Lyotard, 1924 to 1998, wrote to Arakawa and GINS as occasion of their exhibition at the Guggenheim Museum, Soho, New York, in 1997. Lyotard wrote, "Could the body be younger at 60 years of age than at 15? Lyotard couldn't survive to see the lofts, but this architecture seems to us as the answer to Lyotard's question. In this point of view, when we look back, these fetus-shaped objects called kamoke, coffin series, Arakawa created 5 decades ago, we might think that these fetus were not dead, but asleep for a long time, and that they are now going to awake to tell us this is old-fashioned. The restored kamoke will be exhibited at the National Museum of Art, Osaka, April to June of this year. In conclusion, I would like to remind you the declaration of our Dadaist Tzara in Zurich 1919. L'art s'endort pour la naissance du monde nouveau. The art is sleeping, waiting for the birth of the new world. Almost a century passed since then, and now in this reversible destiny loft here, I realized something unprecedented has come into existence. Is the new art going to be awakened? The new world born in order to reverse the destiny? These are the most important questions. You have to find answers through the persistent approach to the works and thoughts of Arakawa and GINS. I hope the AG3 conference online will be a significant step to this goal. Thank you for your attention, and special thanks for Momoe Homa, Director of Architectural Body Research Foundation's Tokyo office, whose kindness has enabled me to use the lofts for video recording.